time for another That's Haunting Thursday. How many of you have actually had a paranormal experience? As an adult, I have not. As a child, I don't know if sleep paralysis counts, but I have had that when I was younger. Multiple times, in fact. And it would be the point where I'm laying in bed, I can't move, I can't scream, I can't say anything. And it was like there was something next to me, but I couldn't move to see it. And it was just, I think it was a male voice saying shh, like that. Like, it thought I was gonna scream, but I couldn't. And it scared the fuck out of me. And that happened, a few times when I was younger. Then when I got older, it went away. I didn't have it anymore. And I've never really experienced anything since, unless you count maybe those footsteps that were in this short right here, because I was standing still trying to get a cool video of the solar light that Mom had given me for Christmas last year. Now, I was outside by myself for that. There was nobody else there, and this is like freaking 3 in the morning. So, I don't know if our like, development is maybe haunted. I do know one thing, our development is growing, and I really don't like it, because now I'm gonna end up with a backyard neighbor. And I won't have any privacy in my own backyard, which really sucks. Because y'all know I like to record my dad jokes out there, which today will be the other one that I have recorded. So I'm either gonna have to take my whole basket of shit out in the woods and record them, or hope to God that, nobody's out there. Like, I can do them outside on Sundays until, like, the construction stops, because right now that's really the only day they don't work on it. And yesterday kind of pissed us off because they shut the water off while they were, so they were doing their thing on it. And unfortunately, the sign said 9:30 to 5 o'clock. Well, it lasted a lot longer than 5 o'clock, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. So I was like, kind of pissed because I wanted to mow. It was a perfect day to mow, and I'm like, well, I'm not mowing unless I can take a shower after. And obviously I couldn't take a shower after. So, yeah, ain't no mowing got done, and it's probably going to take a few charges of the mower battery to actually get my lawn mowed, which really sucks. But, so, for those of you who have ever experienced anything paranormal, haunting, whatever, let me know in the comments. Hey, give me your link and I'll watch them, because I like watching spooky compilations. I usually watch Chills, Nuke's Top 5, Sir Spooks, and Fearsome Top 5. Those are like my favorites that I like to watch. I do have the EMF reader, which I've not used yet. We're waiting to see if we can hit that 975 subscribers to go out and potentially do that. And so it would have to be like an early Wednesday morning or an early Sunday morning, maybe. Because I'm curious if the woods are haunted. At least if I go out there, it'll be more creepy in the woods. but we shall see. Now, how about people that you know? Do you know anyone who's had a paranormal experience? Maybe if you haven't had a good one. So let's just go back to the history of my parents' house being built in the 1880s. It was a schoolhouse, right? And when my boyfriend's grandmother had passed, his stepdad wouldn't let him go back home. But my parents let him stay with us until we could save up enough to get our own apartment at the time. So, one of his days off, he was home alone. And he thought he heard children laughing outside. And he went outside and looked, and even the little girl that lived next door, well, she ain't little anymore, but, because this was a long time ago. This was, like, kind of when we first started dating. She ain't little anymore, but she wasn't even outside playing, because that was the only kid, you know, around, because my parents only have one neighbor, or, like, one family, basically, as a neighbor. Older couple just like them. So, yeah, they're grandparents, but she was living there at the time, but she wasn't even outside playing, and all I heard was children playing outside, but there was nobody around. Now, there's a cement slab, not very big. I mean, maybe it's bigger if you dig all the dirt and weeds and crap off it. Down by the fence line. The horse pasture fence line. And one time when I was younger, I found one of those old Bennington marbles there, which I still have. It's up in my treasure box. I never found any jacks, but I did find that marble. And I'm like, well, you can tell the kids played marbles down on that slab. It was a perfect slab to do it. So it's been there literally that long as the house. Probably the back porch was like that too, because it's just a big cement slab. And we just got boxed it in basically to make it like a decent porch. So I was like, yeah, maybe that's just a residual of kids playing from way back when it was a schoolhouse. In fact, one day when I was younger and watching Saturday morning cartoons, like even back further, I heard a knock at the door. I was old enough, and both parents had gone to get the grocery shopping done as quick as possible. Because it's like, you want to get it done and get the hell out of there. I know how that feels. So you can, relax and do whatever you gotta do on your Saturday. And it was a sweet little old lady saying that she used to go to school there. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I didn't even think anybody was still alive that went to school there from one of the schoolhouse. But yeah. Tell you what, man, that older generation's pretty freaking resilient, considering my grandmother lived to be 101. So, cheers to any of them who are still around. Because there ain't many. I know that. But I thought that was pretty cool that she used to go to school there when it was a schoolhouse. And she was nice because it's like, our house was always clean. So I was like, do you want to see the house? And she's like, no, I just wanted to see the place again because it's been a while and see who's living here, blah, blah, blah. We never saw her again after that. Maybe she was a ghost. I doubt it, but... Because no, there was a car, so it was like, couldn't have been. But yeah, maybe there's residual of those kids, and, maybe and this is one thing I forgot to do last Sunday when I went, was take my EMF reader and test it down by that cement slab, but that's okay because I ended up having to help Mom clean, which is fine. and the roof is in the process getting redone. She got me a picture of it. It's starting to look good. And maybe next time I go visit, when it's done, maybe I'll actually remember to take it, because I forgot to grab it on my way out. And then maybe we'll catch a video and see if maybe there really is something floating around there. Because I don't know if any kids, like, died on site. I guess it's possible, considering the building's that old. Usually the oldest places are the most haunted, but I've never experienced anything except for that sleep paralysis, so who knows? Now, off the topic of spooky stuff, one thing I didn't know and didn't really discover until yesterday, because I thought it was just kind of a coincidence. I'm finding that more people like to watch horde VODs or videos than Alliance. Is Alliance really that overrated that people don't like watching it as much and people just enjoy horde more? If I'd have known that, I would have started it earlier. But now that my friend's back, I have an excuse to continue it earlier. I mean, plus, like I said, how many Alliance 70s do I have now? My main druid is almost. My main hunter is. The druid I did with Pandaria Remix. The hunter I did with Pandaria Remix. The warlock I did with Pandaria Remix. The monk I did with Pandaria Remix. And the Death Knight on the other Horde server. But we're going to stay focused on her Horde server to help her out, since she had lost everything and is trying to get stuff back to where it was. So yeah, we're going to be on Horde for a good long while now. And I guess if people are going to watch it more, then that's more views for me and getting to monetization, because right now I'm like 300 something watch hours out of the 3,000 or 4,000 that I'm going to need. So it's a pretty pathetic number, and I'm not surprised because, you know, I'm just an ugly old tomboy. I'm not attractive enough to get views like that. I'm just trying to be entertaining and doing things my way to be entertaining. And I know there's room for improvement, obviously. I'm never going to put makeup on, so don't y'all ask me to do that. Unless you want to donate money for me to wear makeup in my videos, I'm not doing it. I'm not wasting my money on that. I have better things to spend my money on, like my craft shit. Oh, and speaking of craft shit, this craft video that I did yesterday. I guess those little marble thingies that I drew eyeballs on and put in the slime bottle were a little too light. They all eventually floated to the top. So, if you really think about it, this looks like eyeballs in orange juice. In a bottle. Even though you can tell it's not, because, yeah, it doesn't move. But it really does. It looks like oranges, or it looks like orange juice with little fake eyeballs floating in it. Spooky Halloween drink? No. It's supposed to be spooky Halloween hand soap. So I don't know if I should just pull them all out and do something else with it. Whatever. I think we'll just leave it for now, because I still gotta work on my monster, and I don't want to keep this vlog going any further, because I got more stuff to do this morning to get ready for work, since our water finally fucking came back on. It's really frustrating when you make something that's sticky for food and you can't wash your dishes. Now, I did buy bottles of, like, gallon jugs of water at the store, but I don't feel like fucking boiling that shit. Like, I'll just pour it in a bowl and let it soak. It's like, I don't feel like boiling it to try to do dishes that way. And like, no, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly. I don't have patience for that. My patience, as I get older, is just keeps going downhill. Including my patience with certain people in the world. Like my patience with the political shit that I see on Twitter. And I've had to unfollow big accounts because that's all they're posting. It's like, alright, fuck out of here. I'm not following you no more. And yes, even though I do political videos, we are not doing any of those for Spooky Month because I am not going to ruin Spooky Month like everybody else who posts politics shit. I will not ruin it with political content. It will wait until after Halloween. So, the one video that I had planned is going to be late, but I'll do it after Spooky Month. Because Spooky Month for me was ruined last year and I don't need it ruined again. Even though I'm going to be turning comments off for that video anyway. And not letting anyone get away with commenting irrelevancy on another video for that video. Is what it is. I just don't want it. I just don't want to see it. I just don't want it to happen. Because we all have our own views. We all have our own opinions. And when we're hating each other for it, we're just making the world a worse place to live. Not a better one. That's all I'm going to say about that. Have a good Thursday, y'all. And prayers for those hurricane victims. Soon to be hurricane victims. I know Milton's into Florida. And people are still donating to help from Helene. Or whatever it was named. I wish I had the kind of money to donate and help, but unfortunately I don't.